y'all know how Paul Levesque, and just FYI, I know his name is Paul Levesque, but because I am disgruntled by the way he is doing his job, I am going to call him Paul Levesque. So anyway, you know how Paul Levesque is glazing himself. Well, he made sure to add another producer to his name at the end of the production when Monday Night Raw and these shows goes off, and his name is Lee Fitton. So Lee Fitton, I had to go do some work because I didn't know who the fuck Lee Fitton was. Apparently, he was trying to fit his dick in places that didn't need to be fit because this man is married. So here's an article I found on New York Post. It's a couple articles about Lee Fitton. Okay, he got fired from ESPN in 2023 and got walked up out that bitch. Now, when you get walked up out the job, that's pretty much letting everybody know. It's almost the same as a perp walk. Everybody sees you walking out the job, and they're basically telling you, don't you ever bring your fucking ass back around here. Now, I've been walked off one job in my entire working career. And without giving too much information, because I don't need no retroactive shit happening, I was doing stuff at an ATM for the same bank I worked at. And they found out what I was doing. And they told me, we can press charges, but what we going to do, because we know you young and you look dumb, we just going to walk your ass on up out this corporate building. And it was a big bank, one of the biggest banks in the world. I believe they dabble in uh, money laundering. Starts with a C. That's all I'm gonna give you. Anyway, so I know when you getting walked up out of some shit, they not playing with you. So we'll just go through the highlights of Lee Fitting's career. Okay, without reading these articles word for word, I got them from the Post. Deep dive. The question I have before I even tell y'all all this is, how the fuck did WWE not know that they getting the damn philanderer, sexual harasser, womanizer up in their production? At this point, like I said, WWE is becoming a safe haven for some of the worst people walking, because there is no way they did not know this man was fucking up like this. So, according to this article, and like I said, y'all go to New York Post if you want to read it. It says, and this is from January 11th, top of the year. Emmy scheme played role in ESPN executive mysteriously losing his job. So, real quick, apparently what ESPN was doing, uh it's a bit more context, okay? There was a report that the network engaged in a long-running scheme to acquire Emmy awards for on-air talent that weren't eligible to receive the awards. The Emmy statuette name-changing scheme did, quote unquote, factor into Fitting's dismissal. Okay, Fitting, who was named WWE head of media and production that Tuesday, okay, back in early of this year, is now ineligible for future Emmys as a part of ESPN's punishment. Now, what I don't understand is that WWE does a lot of for-your considerations. And that was something really big that Stephanie McMahon was doing. They would go down there and try to get Emmys. So I guess they don't want Emmys no more because you got this motherfucker can't win one. So I'm not understanding how y'all didn't pick up that he was probably not a good fit for your production. The former ESPN exec oversaw production for programming, including Monday Night Football and College Game Day, until they fired. Just read it like that. Okay. The network, what they were doing was submitting false names which had similar initials to on-air talent, listing them as an associate producer, and then engraving the statues before handing them off to talent. The Natas eventually caught wind of the practice, and that must be some type of big board. And part of ESPN's punishment, the network returned the trophies and received a 1-year ban from the Emmys for senior leadership. ESPN exec Craig Lazarus, along with Fitting, was also specifically named as ineligible for future Emmys. So, some highlights. Lee Fitting was working with the ESPN since for 25 years. and he got fired in August of 2023. I just told you one of the reason why. But here is one of the bigger reasons that he is no longer with the company. And apparently he has been sexually harassing women, making nasty lewd jokes, workplace under made the workplace a culture of offensive and sexual language, and talked about women and their appearances. So before any man, and if you're a cousin, I already know you're not that type of dude. But if you somehow slide your ass over here and hear this and be like, well, this isn't Mad Men. And what I'm talking about, if you ever get to see A&E's Mad Men, it's about an ad exec and the way they used to function back in the 60s. You can't do that, okay? There's no smoking in the office. You can't tell women to come give you a blowjob. You can't tell women they got fat asses. You can't tell them to sit on your lap. You can't tell them, if you don't fuck me, I'm not going to give you a raise. You can't do those things, okay? I understand that they have rolled back the DEI initiatives. And quiet as it's kept, DEI does not equal black. It also means women, diversity, equity, and inclusion. The equity is to help make money, and diversity is to give everybody opportunity, okay? Those things have been rolled back. Does not give males the right to say and do what they want to do with the women. Okay, you cannot do that. It is an abuse of power. It is a dynamic that has been rampant and has been shown for years. Okay, there's a paper named The Article that I'm not paying for because I could have went over there, an article in the Athletic. I could have went over there and just read it straight from them, but they have a paywall and I'm not doing it. So basically, some of the ladies that they talked to said, I can't believe it took this long. Somebody said, well, it finally caught up to him. Okay. 2014, apparently there was no chairs down to the production meeting. Lee Fitton was sitting his ass there with his legs wide open, and he told the woman, won't you come sit right here, and pat it to his dick. Okay. Then in 2012, they were in a conference room down in Bristol, Connecticut, getting ready to watch the NCAA basketball tournament when Fitton decided that he was going to talk about a woman that's not there. Talked about how she opened her throat up to drink a beer, and I guess that would be good for her to suck on his dick. And I'm sure everyone chuckled, whether it was nervous or not. And I'm pretty sure no one said, hey man, you might want to shut the fuck up. That's not a good look. Okay. Women had warned each other to be conscious in interactions with him, said an ESPN employee. They said one female employee, Fitton, told her, you look hot, in a text message sent in 2018. Mind you, they also said that this dude was sharing with everybody how him and his wife had a robust sex life. So apparently his wife can't satisfy him the way he needs to be satisfied because this motherfucker is in women's business, giving them invitations to his dick. Okay. Other allegations of more texting, telling on-air talent how to wear their hair in a ponytail. Put your hair up in a ponytail before I do it for you. He said he didn't say that. He declined to comment on the broader characterization of him as someone who mistreated women during his tenure at ESPN and why he was let go. Okay. According to The Athletic, again, his alleged behavior felt as though they had to stay quiet to keep their jobs, let alone advance professionally at ESPN. So here's the question I have for you, cousins. How the fuck did WWE not know this man's background? Either the higher ups were just like, listen, we gonna hire you because we just got rid of Kevin Dunn. We need somebody to get this shit on the roll and just lay low. Or they said, we don't give a fuck about none of that. This is WWE. We just now acting like we protecting the bitches around here. At the end of the day, this is the old boys club. So just, play your cards right. Don't be going over there talking to talent. Keep all that shit to yourself and keep your dick in your pants and you should be good. But that's not how the world works. Y'all tell me what y'all think about this in the comments, and I'll catch you on the next one.